Okay, so I just stayed here at NH Collection Murano Villa for 2 nights and I have some thoughts. First of all, this is one of the most spacious hotels I've stayed at so far in Venice. There is so much space to spread out and relax. There are 2 terrace bars, there's a big restaurant, there's so many lounge areas, there's outdoor space, which is actually so hard to find in Venice. So that is definitely a perk if you want to spread out a little bit on your trip. The second thing that I really liked is just the amount of amenities that are at this hotel. So this is now my 8th hotel that I've stayed at in Venice. This is the first hotel that's had a gym. There's also a spa and a wellness area. There's a business center. There are meeting rooms. If you need more space during your stay in Venice, this is a great hotel. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Hi, I'm Taylor. I'm Travel Lemmings Director of Marketing. And like I said, I just stayed in 8 hotels around Venice. I'm actually here in Venice for 16 nights, staying at 12 hotels all around the city for the purpose of helping travelers just like you decide where to stay in Venice. I also have a full guide to where to stay in Venice on travellemming.com. It's in the description box below, so be sure to check that out after this video. So in this video, first I'm actually going to take you back in time to when I first checked into the hotel, and we're going to do a full room walkthrough of room number 6, which is a superior double room with a park view. Then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to give you my full review of the hotel, the pros and cons, my highlights, who I think should stay at this hotel, and who maybe it isn't for. And this hotel has no idea that I'm doing this review. Travel Lemming does completely independent reviews just like this one, so we can give honest advice about where to stay in cities like Venice and all around the world. So with that, let's get into my full room walkthrough here at the NH Collection Murano Villa. Okay. Checking into room number 6 here at the NH Collection Murano Villa. First impressions, nice and bright. It's lots of whites in here, lots of grays and beiges. Yeah, just lots of natural light in this room right now. Love that. It is a smaller room, I will say, but definitely we're here for 2 nights and I can totally see myself spending a couple nights in here. Let's just check out the bed. Oh, that's really nice. It's perfect plush firmness in my opinion. And then we also have 3 separate pillows here. So they're all a little different. This one's a little bit more firm, I would say. And then there's different levels of plushness. So I love that. I love when they give you options for pillows. Let's see the bedside over here. We have bedside lamps, 2 bedside lamps, 1 reading one. We have USB and we have USB-C. That is very cool. We also have our regular plug, phone, remote for the TV, a nice plush chair, little stand. All of our bags are right here. Big mirror. This just kind of shows you how nice and bright it is in here. I really love that. Okay, let's turn around one more time. Get that view. There is some more seating over here. We have a chair with a desk and a lamp. Again, you have the USB and you have the USB-C with a couple plugs over here. Nice big TV. Let's just take a look out at the window here. This is a garden view. So this is not, of course, a city view or a lagoon view. You can see a playground out there, some benches, birds are hanging out. It's actually really nice to see some grass. I have to say, after being in Venice for well over a week, I love the grass here. This bedside table, again, we have those same plugs, and these just control the lights for the room. Oh, there we go, more lighting. Very nice. Here's what this side of the room looks like. Okay, now let's go. There's a huge closet right here. Let's check out what's inside. Lots of storage space. We have hangers, we have silk hangers, we have a bag. Let's see, safe. Oh. We have a shoe cleaning cloth, a sewing kit. That's kind of cool. And then we have a laundry bag, and here are the laundry prices as well as a shoehorn right there. So let's see, $12 for a cotton blouse, or 12 euros, sorry. That's pretty on par with what I've seen so far for the laundry at hotels here in Venice. And this one's empty. All right, so it's a really big closet actually. We'll be able to put a lot of our bags in here, which is good. Okay. Let's just check out the coffee station here. Bit of a mini bar. We have glasses. There are potato chips. We have a espresso machine, some big coffee cups, espresso cups. We have green tea. We have a fruit tea blend, chamomile, and another green tea. Nice, with some pods. We have creamers, sugars, all of that good stuff. And down here we have a fridge. A bit of a mini bar. So let's see. Oh, they gave like special K. Milk chocolate, so chocolate bar. They have juice, tonic water, Prosecco, beers, sodas. Very nice. Okay, and I'm sure you can see here, I thought this when we first walked in, but if I back up here, I said this is either the smallest bathroom of all time or it's gonna stretch out into the space. So let's just see what the bathroom looks like here. And of course it does stretch out. It's a little bit deceiving. First impression of the bathroom, it's a nice sized bathroom. It's so clean in here. The whole hotel so far is so modern, so like lit very well. I really like the style here. So we have bidet, toilet, we have a nice big deep bathtub, good shower. We have a heating rack here, towels. Okay, let's see. I'll just quickly turn on the water and just check out that water pressure here for you all. Ooh. Good water pressure with that one. It's actually nice and warm too. Lovely. So that'll be very nice to take a shower in later. Okay, as for the bathroom, so let's check out these bathroom amenities here. Sink, body lotion, hand soap. Down here we've got a hair dryer. Let's see, shaving kit and a hygiene kit. More towels, we have slippers. I haven't seen robes so far, but that's not a huge deal. Dental kit, a couple towels, shower cap. Wonderful, and that's the bathroom, this is the room. All right, let's kick it back to the main review. Okay, now let's get into my highlights of the NH Collection Murano Villa. First of all, I did mention in the intro that I love how spacious this hotel is, but because it's so spacious, it offers a lot of amenities that you can't find in other hotels around Venice. For example, like I said, this is now my 8th hotel in Venice. This is the first hotel I've stayed at where there's been a gym. It's a fairly simple gym. There are some free weights and some exercise bikes, like a treadmill, that kind of thing. But if you are a gym goer and you want to go to the gym in Venice, this is a great hotel for you. Also, there was nobody else in the gym actually when I went to go check it out, so a little bit of a perk there. There's also a spa and a wellness center. They offer massages, there's a sauna, so if you want to relax a little bit, this is a great hotel. Another thing on the space too is that there's a ton of outdoor space. So if you want to lounge outside for a little while, that's a great amenity. There are also meeting rooms. So whether you are planning a party or a get together, or you're a business traveler and actually want to take up on their conference service, meeting rooms are great for both instances. All right, now let's get into the food. Now they do have a very popular on-site restaurant called Antica Fornace de Majo Restaurant and Terrace. Now, this is maybe an ode to how popular this restaurant is, but I tried to make a reservation. I could not get into this restaurant. It books up way farther in advance than I was prepared for. And by the way, I have now been in Venice for well over a week. This is the first time I've been turned down for a restaurant here in Venice. There are fantastic reviews online. Make a reservation though before you go. And the breakfast. There's a fantastic breakfast here at NH Murano Villa. It's a pretty standard buffet breakfast. They also have some coffee options, which are a little bit more a la carte. There's breads, there's pastries, there's yogurt, cereal, fruit, there's bacon and eggs, all of that good stuff. There's also a really fantastic juice collection. Almost every hotel I've stayed at has had juices, but the juice collection here at the NH Murano Villa is truly wonderful. And on the topic of restaurants, there are also 2 bars as well. There's one here right beside me, actually, on the ground level, and there's a wonderful courtyard. There's also a terrace bar as well, just above the main courtyard bar, and it has a wonderful view of the water. It's such a great place to catch the sunset. You can see a bit of Murano behind it as well. I just think that's a really cool feature. Now let's get into some of the other services here at NH Collection Murano Villa. One of the things I think is really cool, they have a private water taxi service. So if you want to take a private water taxi, there's actually a dock right outside by the water, so you can go and take it from there. For business travelers, they also have a business center with a conference area and a computer. So if you need to plug in directly to a computer, they do have that. Okay, now let's chat about my room itself, which was room number 6, a superior twin room with a park view. This room was really contemporary with very modern furnishings, lots of bright light. It was very airy. I really liked this room. Also, I verge on insomniac half the time, and I had 2 of the best sleeps of my trip here at this hotel. The bed was so comfy, so perfect, and the pillows were perfectly plush. They also gave us multiple plushes of pillows. There were 3 per person, so you could really choose whatever density of pillow you like the most. I love it when hotels do this. The bathroom was also nice and big, nice and fresh. I had a bath actually both nights that I stayed here, and I would say that the water pressure verged on even too intense. I actually had to turn it down because the water was just like splashing everywhere and it got a little bit too much pressure. The water got super hot. Loved the bathroom. Overall, I would say that the room was very comfortable. One thing I do want to mention though is I said it had a park view. So it's not that classic view of Venice that maybe you're thinking you might want. So if you do book a room here and you're not so keen on the park view, maybe go for a water view instead. I just want to mention that. I really didn't mind it. Like I said, I've been in Venice for a while. So to switch it up and have a park view, which I think actually might have been more like a daycare. There were kids playing out there all day long. If you have kids, this would be a great hotel, and I'll go into who it's for, but just because there is a park right next door with a whole kids play area, keep that in mind if you're a family traveling. All right, now let's get into my pros and cons of this hotel. So my first pro, like I said, it's spacious. There's so many places to kick back and relax. Lots of different like courtyards and terrace areas, outdoor space. Absolutely love that. So pro number 2, because it's so spacious, there are way more services and amenities here than a lot of other hotels that I found in Venice, like the gym, like the spa, like 2 terrace bars, the courtyards outside, lots of different just amenities because they have the space to do it. And pro number 3, I don't know if you've noticed so far in the B-roll, there is so much art at this hotel. Like I said, there's a lot of lounge areas, and all the lounge areas, even like you can see behind me, where they have the Murano glass. I love how artsy this hotel is. They've really designed it very well for Murano, because Murano specifically is a glass-making island. It's about 20 minutes from Venice by water bus from the 6 main districts of Venice. And this is primarily a glass blowing or glass making island. That's what the island is known for. There, of course, are lots of restaurants. There's tons of boutiques. You can go and do shopping. I think shopping is probably one of the main things to do here, just because of all of the incredible glass that you can buy here. It's primarily known for that. But yeah, this district of Venice is just a little bit quieter, a little bit slower. It's not so bustling with tourists. Don't get me wrong, there's still tourists here, but it's a little bit of a slower pace of life. There's more green space. There's just more space to spread out. So I really like the location of the hotel as well. That's my other pro. As for my cons, so I do have a few of these. The first one is the Wi-Fi. So the Wi-Fi has been pretty good. Like I said, we're out on an island, and for that, It's pretty good. However, as someone who travels for work, I was really struggling uploading anything to the Wi-Fi. So that's very nitpicky. They do have a place, like I said, where business travelers can plug in. So this shouldn't be an issue. If you really need really good Wi-Fi, they have it here. Number two is I think that the lights in the room. We did not figure out the lights in the room. Whenever we tried to turn off the main light or the bedside light or whatever, we would end up turning on the lights in the bathroom or turning off all the lights everywhere, or we just never totally figured out how the lights worked in the room. My third con, overall, it's a pretty quiet hotel. Like I said, I had a really good sleep. However, during the day, you can tell that the doors just aren't that heavy. You can hear full conversations right out in the hallway. There just isn't very good soundproofing during the day. Like I said, though, it was totally fine at night. That wasn't a big issue for me. All right, so who do I think this hotel is for and who is it maybe not for? First and foremost, I would say that this hotel, like I said, is for families. I think families are going to have a great time here. Like I said, there is a park and like little play area right next door. There's so much space for kids to run around if they want to do so. There aren't any necessarily kid amenities, but I think that this is an easy place to come with a family for those reasons. Another group of travelers that I think are really going to like the NH Collection Murano Villa are people maybe with mobility issues. One of the first things I noticed when I got to this hotel was that there are no stairs as you're coming in. There are stairs, but there's also a ramp. And even coming out of the water bus station, like I said, there's also a private boat docking station as well. So if you are someone with mobility issues, maybe that would be the better option for you. But as we were coming into the hotel, there was a ramp and there were stairs on the side, but the ramp was there first and foremost. We also stayed on the first floor. Absolutely no stairs, easy to get around. And who maybe should not stay here? I would say the primary group of people who shouldn't stay here is if you want that classic Venetian field style of room, maybe this hotel isn't for you. Like I said, my room style is very contemporary, very modern with a park view, but there is nothing necessarily in that room that says we're in Venice. And what I paid. So for 2 nights, and this is 2 breakfasts included for each night, I paid $438, which at the time equated to 380 euros. Honestly, I think this is excellent value for money. If you're here staying in Murano, like I said, the hotel has so many amenities, so much service. It's a great value for money. And honestly, if I come back to Murano, I would book this hotel again. But of course, if this hotel isn't for you, like I said, I stayed in Venice for 16 nights at 12 different hotels. Guaranteed, I stayed at a hotel that might suit you better. So make sure to check out my full guide to where to stay in Venice on travellemming.com. I go through all of the districts in Venice. I go through all the top hotels in each place. I also, if you want to do your due diligence on the NH Collection Murano Villa, I have a written guide to this hotel as well as written guides to every other hotel that I've stayed at here in Venice. All of those are linked in the description box below. And if you do want to book this hotel, we have affiliate relationships with all the major booking sites like booking.com. So if you would like to support Travel Lemming, go book your hotel using our affiliate link below. And with that, if you like this video, if it helped you, please give us a like, give us a subscribe. And if you liked this video, you might like this one next. Ciao!